saying my name is Madeline Guanazzo. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I am the co-founder and creator of the training program for Cuddlist. And this is our weekly Q&A teleclass. And so my topic tonight is healthy dependency versus codependency. And this is a big topic, so I'm just going to kind of touch on it really, really lightly in a basic sort of way. But I think it's a big issue in terms of discerning where our connection with our clients is at. And people are complicated. People are messy in wonderful ways, and this work that we're doing is, it's pioneering and it's new territory. So there's not a whole lot of maps or guides, and we're making these as we go. Now, it is very natural for our clients to get attached to us. In fact, it's very healthy. And for us to get, feel very close and connected with them. And this attachment it's a human need. It is something that most all of us at some point in our past, in our childhood, and our growing up, have reached out and not gotten the kind of connection that we needed from our parents or from the loved ones, the people, our support system in our life. And it's a very, very vulnerable thing to really let yourself need somebody. And it's essential. As human beings, we can't really just, we have a culture that says be self-reliant and just, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps and, forge ahead. And unfortunately, we have a lot of successful, air quote, successful models of people in the world that, that are not safe places. They're not safe places to be and don't have that kind of, modeling that really nurturing, loving attachment. And sometimes it's seen as weak. And it's a scary, vulnerable place. So, as practitioners, we can worry about transference and our clients becoming too attached to us. But I want to temper that, and that is something to be aware of, and we'll talk about, but I also want to temper that with the idea that when, getting that attachment from a safe place can heal a lot of fears and wounds inside, and having that consistently over time can be extremely healthy. So, yes, there is codependency, and there's also healthy dependency. So what are some of the signposts and things that we're looking for in order to make this discernment? And this is something that, I think as practitioners, it behooves us to always be thinking about this, to be conscientious with ourselves and with our clients, to notice what's going on in the dynamic with our clients and be mindful about keeping it in a healthy place and have our integrity and our ethics around that. So here are some signs of healthy dependency. And I'm going to start with these, kind of go under the category of, do you feel safe? I think safety is one of the main signposts of healthy dependency. Do you feel safe to say whatever seems true to you in the moment? Do you feel safe to self-express? Do you feel safe to say no? Do you feel safe to be awkward? And do you feel safe to not know, what to do? Do you feel safe to be curious and to experiment? And do you feel safe to be vulnerable? So these are things that you can look for in your clients and aspire to, and also tune into yourself, because again, as I've said many, many times, you cannot hold this safe space for your client unless you feel safe. So when you're screening them, be watching these things. Do you feel confident and comfortable and safe to be yourself and to relate this way? And, for the practitioner, when I say be safe to be vulnerable, but also know that I feel vulnerable but not needy. So here's the flip side of that. Do you feel scared? here's some of the signs. If you feel scared, or if you notice that your clients, feel scared if they're acting this way, is there defensiveness, right? Are people sort of over-explaining or rationalizing or defending their behavior or their thoughts? So having to explain yourself. Are you feeling that need? Are you noticing that in your client? Do you have your guard up? Are you feeling cautious or hesitant? Are you trying to read their mind? There's a lot of mental activity going over there about what they're thinking. They must be thinking this. That must be why they did this, right? If you're over in their business trying to read their mind, that's a sign of a lack of safety. Are you needing them to change in some way? Are you needing them to change in some way? So these are all signs that I'm in fear and I'm probably either avoiding or controlling. And so that's the slope of codependency. And the first one, the safety place, is coming from a place of trust, coming from a place of love. So with our own clients, we want to be thinking about, am I content if they come or if they go? Am I even happy for them if they stop seeing me at any time, and checking in with that? Or am I coming from a place of need when I'm screening clients, or like I have an agenda, like I know what's best for them, or I really want them to book? If you are feeling this kind of attachment or uncertainty, this is a really good, important time to get some supervision. This is one of the biggest benefits of Cuddlist, is that we're a community of practitioners, like-minded practitioners who have the same protocol, the same standards, and, reach out and get some feedback, get some perspective, talk through this with somebody. We have 4 supervision calls a week in the membership through the members only. B does one, who showed up on this call tonight, so I'm so excited they're here. Also, Kat, who's a practitioner from the Twin Cities. B is in Queens. Michelle, Renee, who's our director of Cuddlist Care, does a supervision call. And Anna Joy does one as well. So that is an amazing place to just talk to other practitioners and say, this is what's going on with me. And does it seem healthy? Does it seem unhealthy? How would you address that? You can also private message someone on Club Cuddlist. That's a Facebook group. If there's somebody who's active in the membership or you've seen on the site and you want, feedback from them, you can private message them and ask if they're willing to talk with you. So healthy behavior with our clients, just a few signposts here, just always keeping ourselves in a place of equanimity. And that doesn't mean detached and not involved, it's not that we don't care, but being neutral and grounded, having equanimity, being consistent with our policies and our behavior with them. This is really important for them to get that healthy, secure attachment, is that we're non-judgmental, but we're also clear and consistent. If we're a no, we're a no. And we're not going to haggle or bargain or feel bad or, complain and whine about it, which is, no, I don't do that. And I understand if that doesn't work for you or, then we're not a good fit. That's all. So having firm boundaries, being non-judgmental, having unconditional goodwill for them, and this is a big one, not taking them personally, really not taking things personally. And I want to also mention that breach, so having upsets, having misunderstandings, having uncomfortable feelings, is natural and normal. And when we repair those breaches, when we show that we're not cutting them off or leaving in, we're still available and leaning in, and that a repair can happen as long as, they respect our boundaries and we seem to be a good fit, that's healthy. That builds secure attachment, having breaches or upsets and then coming back and having a repair around it. That's a healthy cycle. But also be aware, if you're available, if they're reaching out for connection, but you're not connecting or not finding a good fit, or they don't seem to be receptive, you can't find that repair, sometimes that's a function of them reinforcing their beliefs about the world. And so this is where don't take that personally. If you check in with a sounding board, if you get, supervision and you're like, no, I really am, coming from a clean place, and then just be able to let go. It doesn't, it just means that this wasn't a good fit for right now, but you gave them what you had to give them. So that's quite a bit. That's really what I wanted to say about the topic. I really want to hear what's coming up for you around this. What are your concerns? How is this landing on you?